Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley preview. I've got the next mix of Hot Wheels car culture. It is Exotic Envy. I am stoked to show it. I was just thinking about it. You realize the last car culture mix I did, we've done some team transport and stuff, but the last car culture mix I did was Mountain Drifters, and I did it in the snow. You remember? I was up in the mountains. It was a fantastic video. I loved doing it. But I'm in the backyard today. It is very nice and mild, and I am going to showcase this brand new mix of exotic cars. Remember when we were always complaining that there weren't enough exotics in car culture? Well, this is the second mix, and I have to say, it is a vast improvement from the first mix of Exotic Envy. We had a cool Chiron, but it looked exactly like a basic model. We had two Aston Martins, which weren't great. And I can't even remember the other two. I think they were diesel. Oh, the McLaren was really cool, and then there was another one. I don't even remember. I just know this mix is loaded. Every car in this mix is fantastic, and I'm very, very excited to show it. So let's get right to it. You can see I've even got some stuff to compare and contrast here. And we will start with number one. I will show you the art and everything else. There is the back. There is that. It's going to be hitting stores real soon. By the way, these came from Mattel. Including the Chase, I should mention that. This is the 69 Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale. Stradale? I always want to make sure I get that right. This is the second version of this casting. The first one was this nice, beautiful, plain red version for Boulevard that we saw. Super, super clean. Alfa Romeo in red. That's how it's supposed to be done, right? And so that was the very first version. Mark Jones designed this one. This is very much one of his just passion projects. These kind of cars he just loves. You just kind of know it when you see it. And this Boulevard version was very beautiful. Now here's the second version with a little bit more of a race look. And yeah, a classic Alfa Romeo. I think well, I would love them to do like a Monterey week kind of mix. This one fits very nicely in it. And I'll have to go back and see if this is kind of a racing look here. So let's just go ahead and open it up. Art is so cool. And here is the model. So in yellow, it's got those lace style rims. I like them in some on some models. I don't like them on others. It really works here, especially in white. I know it can look a little plasticky, but I think considering all the other details here, this is the second classic Alfa Romeo. We have the Giulia racing car, which is fantastic. Maybe I should have put those two together. But this looks nice, and I'm glad we finally have a second version of this car. And a nice mix, because we have the standard red version, and now we have the racing in yellow. They're very much opposite of each other, but it's a beautiful, beautiful casting. Really, really happy to see that one. Let's keep going with number two. And it is the McLaren Speedtail. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. Now, I had mentioned the Bugatti Chiron was in original Exotic Envy was just a rehash of the basic, and I guess this one you could say that too about this one and the Bugatti EB110. But I don't know. There's something that I guess I'm apologizing for, but the Speedtail. This is a classic color, and I love that we're getting a premium version. In fact, let's do a compare and contrast. Let me just show you the artwork. This is Julian's beautiful artwork. It's the same theme, like in these cars in a nighttime city setting. There, I got that right. That he did it with the original Exotic Envy, which I think is great. Let's open it up. Well, I'll give you the previous version. We saw this just recently, right, in the Exotic 3-pack, right, the diorama set in Walmart. We had this one, which was, you could basically say it was a rehash because this color's been done. I wonder if McLaren has basically told Hot Wheels to do a limited type of colors on this one. Although, yeah, I've seen black and I've seen others. Let's just open this one up and compare it with the basic because it's the exact same color. There is a difference here. The Speedtail is kind of known, obviously, for its tail, but also because it has those the turbofan, right? Turbofan in the front. Here's the basic version, and I'll just show it to you. I'm not going to put it on the turntable, but here is I'll just compare the two. The colors are almost exactly the same. I think the premium is probably a little bit deeper in terms of its color. Front, this one has the headlights done. I think the other one just had the logo done. And then in the back, it's pretty much the same. A black base with the premium. And then they have that, oops, almost dropped them, that red detail on the top, and I think that's on the premium as well. So let's take a look at this model. Obviously no turbofan in the front, but I kind of like it this way. This makes it different enough from the basic. They could use the Aero style reel rider, but they didn't, and I'm kind of glad they didn't. They used the disc, kind of the moon disc wheel for the premium. So this provides some variety, and I think you can take the turbofan off, obviously, right? So so this gives us kind of a nice balanced look, and I really, really like this casting. And I'm happy that it's gone premium, and I think this version, even in this color, the same color as the basic, I'm real happy about it. You guys might disagree with me. If you don't like it, you don't like that it's a rehash of that color, that's cool, but well, let's move on. Number 3. This one I'll probably do the most background on because I think it deserves it. It is the Koenigsegg Agera R, number 3 of 5. Here is the artwork. I'm going to put it off to the side for a second because this is a car. I mentioned in a previous video that I should do a video on cars that were originally released that I hated and over time started really liking. And there is no better example of that than this car, the Koenigsegg Agera. This is the original release in Hot Wheels Entertainment, the Retro Entertainment it was called at the time, and this was from the Need for Speed series. They did this in the Mustang. And, you know, Koenigsegg's are obviously super cool, but I hated the large rear wheels and the small wheels in the front. I still would prefer this to be a little bit better balanced, but the wheels themselves were so bad. And when Hot Wheels released this, they were not prepared for exotics in premium. They just didn't have the reel riders for it. And this particular model, everything was wrong. And I panned it. And I typically don't pan cars, but I panned it on the blog. By the way, there's a variation on this one. With the black in the middle and without the black in the middle, just something to look for. But panned it, hated it, and proclaimed I would always hate it. Well, some of you didn't like that, and I agree, because they were like, no, it's pretty cool, but I just hated the wheels on it. And then it vanished for years. Finally came back in Boulevard a couple years ago, and it just, when you put the right wheels on it, now that Mattel has proper, like low-profile sport reel riders, all of a sudden this casting looked cool. Now these wheels, even these 6 spokes, probably don't totally fit the look of a Koenigsegg, but it looks so much better just because of the low profile of the tires. And they did this one in white. They actually added the Ghost, which they didn't have on the red version, which the Ghost is an important part of a Koenigsegg. And this one was nice and clean, and I thought, okay, now I can start getting behind it. We got the gumball version, which is cool, nice and clean, and has some cool details on it, but you know, the numbers are okay. But I guess it's okay because it really does look like that road rally version. It doesn't look like a racing car. It looks like a road rally car, which is kind of cool with the Koenigsegg. But the wheels really work here, right? The 5-spoke wheels, and that was an improvement. And then just recently, alongside the McLaren Speedtail, we had this guy, the black version, matte black. I think this one's super clean, super cool, and I love the white rims on it with the Ghost in the back as well. I was really a big fan of that one. And now we have this one. Now, we definitely have to do a compare and contrast, because this one you could call a redo, right, from the original red one, which I hated, and I still have it, right? But throw that at the side. This is, I mean, this really is a redo. So let's pull out. This is the more common variation, right? Let's just have a look. Obviously, a little bit different deco, and I think this one might be more stock than this one in terms of deco. I'm not entirely sure. We have the matte black detailing on the original is kind of cool, but we have more detailing on the top. We don't have the Ghost, but I don't know if that was maybe with the red one. From the side, you can see that there's obviously more from that intake side of it. I should go back and just look at red Koenigsegg's and just see which one is more accurate. Maybe there's both. But the 5-spoke rims on this one just makes this the better version by about 8 billion miles, right? Just 8 billion miles. Let's have a look at it on the turntable. It looks really good. Obviously, lots of good detailing on this one. Wheels look great. Still, if they were to totally redo this casting, you give it same size wheels front and back. I think it spreads it out a little bit better, makes it look better. But a major highlight is this one in red, and I'm really, really happy that we have that Koenigsegg. All right, moving on. Another one that could be considered a rehash, it's the 94 Bugatti EB110, but I'm totally fine with this, and let me tell you why. Let's just look at the art for a second. I say Bugatti EB110 isn't this the color that you envision? So the original, right, in blue, came out, last year, right? Another Rio Asada design, nice and clean. 10-spoke wheels look nice on it. But if you're going to do a premium, do it. I mean, we'll get more premium versions of this one, but do it in the signature color. It has to be done. And I'm really, really cool. In the case of this, it doesn't seem like a rehash. What's different about the Chiron is that the Bugatti Chiron is that it seems like the Chiron comes in so many colors. They don't have to just do that blue and black over and over again. I would love to see, I don't know if it's a Bugatti thing or a Hot Wheels thing, but it annoys me that they're doing the same color when you see the Bugattis in a million colors. This one, do it in blue. Now we can see other colors and everything else, but I just, so I don't have the same opinion of like rehashed cars on this one that I do with some of the others. I hope that makes sense. Let's have a look at it. It is so cool. This one gets a little bit more detailing, right? It looks like they did some stuff to the headlights. A little kind of like a little piece, just like some paint on the sides there. Bugatti logo on the side and on the front, of course. There's some detailing behind the window, the side window, and of course the back has more details than the original, which is great. The original's still super clean, and I like the 10 spokes on it, but this one is fantastic as well, and I just like no complaints. No complaints that we now have a premium version of the original signature Bugatti EB110. I think it is absolutely appropriate that they released it in that color, and I am a huge fan. All right, let's get to the new casting. We did not have a new well, we did, I guess. We had that Aston Martin Valhalla or whatever. Here's the Chase. We'll get to that in a second. But it was actually technically for entertainment for James Bond. But this one, the Lamborghini Essenza SCV12, is the new model. It is number 5 of 5. It is incredible, and it is the Chase. So this is the black Chase. We'll open that one up last, but let's take a look at this new casting first. I mean, first off, the artwork is fantastic. This thing is just out of control, this Lamborghini. I mean, the detailing on this. And I'm excited to open it up and just look at how they've done it, because Lamborghinis seem to be kind of hard to do. You know, like getting it right. Sometimes the rear wheels, look at that. They've even put this like liner here to protect it. That's really interesting. That's kind of cool. All right, look at this thing. Look at the color. This metallic green, I would not call it Spectraflame. It's a metallic green. This must be what the car was originally released in, or like what, the concept. The back looks great. The wheels fit. The 10 spokes look amazing. The black 10 spokes. This like long tail spoiler is metal. They've done the tail lights kind of underneath there, which is probably hard to do. This thing, they went all out on this thing, and it is a monster. Oh, how cool is this? It's just such a cool casting, and it's so wonderfully detailed, and the color's amazing. It really stands out. I think that's going to be the one that gets snagged the most, of course, along with the Chase, right? Chases are always picked up. So here it is. It starts in green. Now it goes into this, like all Chases this year. It's black. This is number 0 of 5. They've taken the numbers, turned them red, and I think that's about it, right? Everything else is totally black like the Chases. There's the art. Let's open this up, see if there's any other details that we're missing. My job is to open up the Chases. I actually do try and keep the Chases, try and find a Chase carded, so I make trades or whatever to get them. But for now, my job is to look at, okay, look, let's just compare the models first. They've gone totally plain. All of these kind of detailing they put on the car on the original Lamborghini, all of it's gone here. This is just jet black. I love the color combination on this one, but I like the deco better on this one. I love that they've taken the numbers and just turned them red, and that is it. That is it. Taillights done. Black 10 spokes as per the previous version. What an amazing casting. And how mean does it look in black? I love this. But I've loved all the Chases, right? Corvette, Mercedes, C-Class, the Black Series. Of course, the R34, Liberty Walk, Super Silhouette. And now we have this this Lamborghini, and it is no slouch. There you go. Wow, what a mix. Such an improvement from the last one. You guys tell me if you agree. Some of you may think that the Bugatti and the Speedtail, even the Koenigsegg are rehashes. I don't agree with that. I think they're fantastic. And the Lamborghini is just a monster. I love it. I think this is a great mix. Huge improvement from the previous mix of exotic envies. I want your opinion. Thanks, everybody. Bye.